The late autumn wind whipped around the Harmon Technologies building as George Harmon left another successful board meeting. At 42, he had everything money could buy, yet his penthouse apartment felt emptier with each passing year. A child's cough caught his attention. Near the building's entrance, a young girl in a worn jacket struggled to breathe, her mother frantically digging through her purse for what George assumed was an inhaler. Before he could reach them, the girl collapsed. "Emily!" the mother screamed. George rushed forward, already dialing 911. "I'm calling an ambulance," he said, kneeling beside them. "My car's right here. It'll be faster than waiting." The mother, Sarah Parker, clutched her daughter as George drove them to the nearest hospital. Emily's lips had taken on a bluish tinge that made his heart race. In the emergency room, George's name opened doors that might have otherwise remained closed. Within minutes, Emily was surrounded by doctors. "She has a congenital heart condition," Sarah explained, trembling. "The medication's so expensive. We've been rationing it." George's chest tightened. No child should suffer because of money. "I'll take care of the bills," he said. "All of them." Sarah started to protest, but Emily's condition demanded her attention. As she leaned forward to speak with the doctor, something caught George's eye. A silver locket hanging from her neck. His world stopped. He'd given that locket to his college girlfriend, Sarah Matthews, 20 years ago. Inside was a tiny photo of them, and an inscription. "Love Knows No Boundaries," by G.H. Sarah, his Sarah, had disappeared after a devastating misunderstanding. Her father had convinced her that George was only dating her to win a business deal with their family company. By the time George discovered the lie, she was gone. Emily was 12. The timing. Could it be? George watched Sarah's familiar mannerisms as she spoke with the doctors. How had he not recognized her immediately? 20 years had added subtle lines around her eyes, but her gentle strength remained unchanged. The doctors announced Emily needed immediate surgery. George stepped out while they prepared her, his mind racing. In the hallway, he Googled Sarah Parker. Her marriage to David Parker had ended 6 years ago. Emily's birth certificate listed no father. When Sarah emerged from Emily's room, George gathered his courage. "The locket," he said softly. "I gave it to someone special 20 years ago." Sarah's hand flew to her neck, her eyes widening with recognition. "George! Why didn't you tell me?" His voice cracked. "About Emily." Tears filled Sarah's eyes. "My father said you'd deny she was yours, that you'd use your lawyers to destroy us. When I saw the news about your success, I was afraid. I never stopped looking for you," George whispered. "Your father told me you'd married someone else." Their conversation was interrupted by the surgical team wheeling Emily to the operating room. Sarah squeezed her daughter's hand. "Be brave, sweetheart." During the 6-hour surgery, George and Sarah talked. About the lies that had separated them. About Emily's childhood. About 20 years of missing each other. "She has your eyes," Sarah said. "And your determination. She wants to be a scientist, like you." When the surgeon announced the surgery was successful, they cried together. Emily would need ongoing care, but she would live. As Emily recovered, George spent every possible moment at the hospital. He brought her science books and told her stories about his research. Her quick mind and curiosity amazed him. One afternoon, while Emily napped, George showed Sarah his wallet. Inside was a worn photo of them from college. "I never replaced it," he admitted. Sarah opened the locket, showing him the same photo. "Neither did I." 2 weeks later, Emily was strong enough to ask questions. "Mom says you're my dad," she said, studying George's face. "Is that why you helped us?" "No," George replied honestly. "I helped because it was right. Finding out you're my daughter, that was a miracle I never expected." Over the next few months, they became a family. George moved them into a comfortable home near his office. Emily's health improved with proper care, and her interest in science flourished with access to her father's labs. Sarah and George rediscovered their love, deeper now with maturity and understanding. A year after Emily's surgery, they married in a small ceremony, where Emily served as both flower girl and best man, as she called herself. Today, the Harmon Family Foundation provides medical care for children with heart conditions. Emily, now healthy and strong, helps organize science camps for young patients. In George's office sits a new family photo next to his business awards. The silver locket hangs framed beside it, its inscription visible: "Love knows no boundaries." Because sometimes the greatest treasures come disguised as emergencies. Sometimes the family we've been searching for finds us in unexpected moments. And sometimes an act of kindness can heal not just one heart, but three. If this story touched your heart, remember to subscribe to Moments That Matter for more stories that remind us how compassion can lead us to unexpected joy. Because every moment matters, and every act of kindness has the power to change lives in ways we never imagined. Remember, when we choose to help others, we never know how profoundly it might change our own lives.